Oh man, it's a really bad idea. This is a really, really bad idea. Oh man, I can already see it right now. Yeah, this is not gonna go so good. Yep, definitely not gonna go so good. Let's make sure the tweet went out. Alright, so we are good. We can actually start, huh? I was tweeting out the live stream. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, welcome to the live stream and finally the fucking video that I was going to put out that I've been trying to put off for a while now. We're gonna talk about the shitty game that you see on screen right now. We're talking about Call of Duty World War II. So, before you guys get ready to inhale all this fucking salt, make sure you guys get a nice little can of salt right next to you, because you're about to get salty as shit if you like this game. Alright, so let's dive right in. So, a while back I actually posted on Twitter, see who all would actually fucking reply to it, and actually get this topic of discussion, out there. Because this is going to be my review of the game Call of Duty World at War II. Now, keep in mind, guys, just before you make judgments on my channel, just hear me out, okay? I've got some valid points, and I've got some valid points, okay? But, god damn it, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so, a while back I tweeted out, hey, let's find out what the community's opinion is, because clearly they're not really giving a shit so far, as long as, the big YouTubers kiss ass enough to where they get access to early game content as well as to early access of the game. So let's start off with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Off with the good section so I don't get hella roasted already right off the back for all of you World War II diehard fans. So, let's start with the good prospects of Call of Duty World at War II. So the first good thing is, Call of Duty World War II, it's finally boots back on the fucking ground, not any of that flying around grab-ass bullshit that they had us doing in Black Ops 3 Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare was a little bit different, but the multiplayer content was pretty much the same. You got exosuits jammed up your ass so far that you can start gliding and running around and doing shit that's ridiculous. I mean, hanging upside down on a map, genius. Fantastic. It's already hard enough to get some kills, but whenever you run and jump for your fucking life, you're stuck to a magnet. Even better, you're a fucking target that can hardly move. Well, you can move, but still, it's still the same aspect. Now, let's continue on with the good stuff. Okay, so honestly, this is the first boots on the ground game, and this is the second go at World at War. This is World War II now. However, as you guys may have noticed, there is hardly anything related to Nazis or Nazism. Let's just say they kind of may have received a bunch of complaints from little kids' moms that bought the game for them, and, they didn't like the fact that there were Nazi flags flying everywhere, so they kind of had to take them down and switch them for a different Germany symbol. Okay, that's, pretty much, I mean, they responded to that pretty quickly, because that was a lawsuit waiting to happen, but let's start getting into the bad section, because this one's pretty decently sized. Even though you guys may have seen that the World War II multiplayer is actually boots on the ground, the campaign is actually boots on the ground. That's fantastic. I actually love the idea of it being boots on the ground. The issue with this is being that this is the first time Sledgehammer Games has actually tried to progress their career in game making by actually pushing forward with the whole idea of World at War 2. This is like their second game that I've actually seen that was Call of Duty related. Now, keep in mind, Advanced Warfare, I actually enjoyed the zombies story mode for that. It was actually pretty interesting to give it a whole different perspective to the other side of the Atlas Corporation, which had been mentioned a crap ton of times in the transit map from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but it was never further mentioned than that. Well, on Advanced Warfare, it gives it its own whole little story and kind of aspect about what happened from there. However, you don't see any of the story transferred from what happened between Advanced Warfare and Transit. So I don't know exactly when this sort of timeline kind of was created, but, you know, kudos to them. They actually made a decent storyline for zombies. However, they came to Call of Duty World War II. Oh, God. Oh, shit. World War II. Oh, man. I can't even believe I'm sitting here on the menu with this shit. I can't stand it. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the bad news. In multiplayer, there's been so many patches to different weapons, it's getting harder and harder to adjust to what can actually be done. This is kind of like Overwatch all over again. If there's something that can actually be put competitive-wise, they nerf it, for fear of all the raging squeakers that they'll have to fucking deal with at the end of the day. Because mommy's credit card bought this game, I should be able to beat anybody's ass with a little shotgun running around. Yay! Okay, that point in perspective is kind of clearly displayed with the toggle action just continuously being either buffed or nerfed a little bit, as well as the LMGs. Have you ever actually tried to get into these small ass maps with nothing but LMGs in your face in core or hardcore mode? I've been there quite a few times, honestly. It doesn't matter if people are trying to get it gold or not, but when the first thing you do is run out from your spawn area and across from the choke point area, you're getting sniped off by an LMG so fucking quick that you don't even have time to get cum out of your dick. Yeah, that's right, I'm saying it. This is like the cum shot version of Advanced Warfare on fucking morphine at this point. Now, I'm not saying that multiplayer is that bad, I'm just saying that relevantly it's as close as it's gonna get, that it's actually exciting. Ooh-wee, first DLC, we get 3 additional maps. Oh my god, yay, that's exactly what we wanted. But the current thing with them is that they would try to be slick with the zombies community by making it to where multiplayer has a guaranteed drop rate for supply crates. However, if you're a zombies fan, on the other hand, you gotta pay for it in order to actually even receive half the zombie crates if you want more zombie crates than what you're getting. It's completely level based and kind of like, you know, randomly given to you at some point. I don't know what the RNG is for this at that point. However, the problem being, god damn it, when they do this, don't get to me talking about winter supply drops. The idea, as far-fetched as it is a really smart one because not too many people really care. But why should we actually spend our money on buying supply drops that are just going to give us not better shit than what's already out there? It's like, the varieties of weapons that you're going to get is just some kind of camo or anything. It doesn't do anything more than the weapon already does itself. So why would you waste your money on spending on COD points to get something that's about equal base right off the back? There's no new weapons, no new advantages that you can actually receive, nothing. This is the coolest thing that they've added. This is it right here. This is it. Headquarters. That's it. The coolest thing that they've done. Oh, what did they do? They added a quartermaster. See, there you go. This is it right here. This is the problem. You see this right here? All of this is for absolutely nothing that you can't already get from the quartermaster from over here. And originally the quartermaster was a female, but I guess because it's the winter supply drop kind of variety, they gotta add this right here, they've gotta add this right here. all this ridiculousness right here. Now, for those of you guys who actually play zombies, this is something you will hardly ever see unless you're grinding out levels or doing some sort of glitch that gets you a shit ton of zombie supply drops. And what do those zombie supply drops get you, you ask? Well, if you haven't played it already, you would have gotten, like, what, maybe 3 different in-game items that you can actually use called consumables, and if it comes with, like, 3 uses or whatever, guess what? You can only use that one game. Why would you do that? Honestly, that's like the biggest fuck you. There's nothing more rewarding than a supply drop, but there's no supply drop system for Call of Duty Zombies. It's kind of disappointing to a point where they have something so well thought out for multiplayer. I mean, look at this.
Time to get down to business.
You go to the quartermaster, you can pick up contracts. Kind of similar to Black Ops 3 did, is basically level progression, and you get at least guaranteed liquid divinium so that you could actually, in every game from Black Ops 3 Zombies, you're at least guaranteed some liquid divinium so that you could get good gobble guns or bad gobble guns, or, you know, play your luck with it. At least you had that. But this, like, that's a simple setup that could be easily done to Black Ops 3, which it was proven to be very easy to set up, as well as it could be very easy to set up for World at War 2, but they don't have it even set up for Black Ops, or not Black Ops, I'm sorry, I'm so raged at this point, because I actually have to play this shit game. Woo! Alright, so anyways, back to the topic. It's disappointing to see that they actually don't have something guaranteed, some kind of reward other than an achievement in playing zombies. I have honestly stopped playing this game because I only enjoyed it for the zombies. But then, you know, when it first came out, when it was first released, big YouTubers, I'm not going to say any names because it's just pointless at this point because everybody already knows, the people already solved the fucking Easter egg 5 days prior to the game even being released for everybody. Not to mention, they turned around and solved the hardcore Easter egg the day of release, like hours before, just moments before it was even released to everyone. So, this was honestly a waste of money for me, and I honestly don't see myself buying the future DLC content that comes out for this game. Just due to that factor. I mean, come on, what are they gonna do? Kiss ass again, get early access to the game all over again, just get that early game content exclusive that they get just because they're big YouTubers and they're gonna be paid to kiss ass. Then they can get paid again just to simply, you know, just fucking lie and, you know, say they don't know what they're doing when they do because they've had early access. And then that's how all those videos and shit come out. Like, they don't care about the small people. Our opinions don't matter so long as we're not kissing their ass. Alright, you can have the fucking snow globe. Get out of my face, bitch. Alright, anyways. They don't care. The extent of this is the ugly part of this whole section and portion of this whole video / live stream. There's no point in arguing with them because they don't give a shit enough about the zombie community that people are feeling like it's dead already because the first Easter egg that came out on this map was already solved days prior to the release of it, and then turned around and already solved the hardcore Easter egg the night of release. There's no point, and there's no reward systems to zombies. It's just not the equivalent of how much shit they shoved into multiplayer conceived of that. Alright, so let me pull it up here. I'm going to pull up the very first patch notes that I actually saw on World War II, and you would be amazed at how much shit was on there from World War II multiplayer compared to World War II zombies. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. There's like 12, 20 different things that were fixed in multiplayer because squeakers were bitching about it enough. And then when you go to Call of Duty World War II zombies, let's get back to the shithole right here. The worst thing that can absolutely get you out of World War II zombies is the biggest fuck you, okay? I mean, I was playing on Xbox beforehand. I thought it was actually pretty decent. I was gonna give it another chance. I wanted to give it another chance because I knew I was getting a PlayStation 4 and I knew I was gonna get, like, the game again just for the content itself. It would be good to do for my channel to actually get that early access to the content. So that a little guy like me, or a little woman I should say, could actually get this stuff out to you guys and kind of give you a fair advantage of me actually hunting it the same time that these guys are. I'm not knowing exactly what the fuck to do. Nothing. I'm on the same level as you guys, and I'm actually going in there after it's been released, not getting early access. I'm not looking at videos, going in, solving this shit if I can, but we don't have that chance because the big guys, they get early access, so there's no fucking point. But that's not my actual problem with it. No. Here comes Assault. No. My actual problem with Call of Duty World War II is the fact that the lack of care for the zombies community at all. Honestly, it's like the biggest fuck you game to the zombies community that's ever been created. Honestly, at the peak that it's going right now, a lot of people are being pushed back onto Black Ops 3 just for the zombies itself, which I don't blame them. Black Ops 3 Zombies was amazing. I honestly loved what they did with it. The story was incredible, and I'm just saying that because I love the Origins crew. The Origins was the best map that was ever created, honestly, in my opinion. And I still play it to this day. I still play Black Ops 3 on my Xbox. It's 100% just wow remastered, but it was fantastic at its original specs. But back to the point of the whole live stream / video. I'm gonna leave this video up, and I'm going to leave it up in the hopes that, you know, the community will actually kind of respond so that a part 2 of this can actually come out, to where I can kind of get a feel for the community and see where you guys are at, because honestly, to me, it feels like the whole point of zombies is dead. It's dead on World War II. I'm not saying that the community itself is dead. I'm saying that it is dead on World War II. And I'm gonna explain that. I've already had a situation on the Xbox One to where I was playing. I joined the game whenever it was basically, you know, just started. It was only round 3, and I didn't go down once until the very end. You know, basically, what happened was, how to describe this? Well, pretty much, let's go over the topic. So, after about, 5 games of solo play, I hit about level 5, so I went online and started playing on, on the public matches, which I haven't done in zombies in forever, so let's just keep that in mind. So anyways, we get to the point, where it's like round 60 something. I went and got like about, I went from about level 5, on the Xbox I was like level 7, and I went to like level 12 or 20 something in that game, and I lost, and I got like 6 zombie crates. The problem being that my screen was red, and it was saying that I was quote-unquote down, meaning that I needed to be revived or I was completely dead. The timer was completely out, so the game treated me as if I was dead. The problem with that being is, after the game ended, after everybody left, I lost all the experience. I didn't even go on my combat record, and I received no XP for it. So I was back at level 7, or whatever level I was at, and I received nothing for that game, but an achievement that I received by killing one of the bombers with a shovel. That was it. I reported the incidents and took screenshots of the whole scenario and the situation going down. And when I finally got in contact with a member from the Activision support, which was, keep in mind, that was about a week later. And, yeah, they basically said, I can't help you because you didn't provide sufficient enough evidence, but the problem being that they've already known about this incident, and they've already refunded half of that shit to people that have reported it via Twitter and others. But they just don't care. And that is the biggest problem, and that is the ugly side to Call of Duty World War II. However, I do hope that, eventually that will change, but I'm not going to give World War II another chance until later on, when I absolutely have to. But basically, guys, the whole point of this is basically, after about a certain amount of time, eventually they'll start giving a fuck when they don't make as much money off of zombies, because multiplayer, it's just shit. I mean, out of those supply drops, what do you get? So let's check this out right now. So let's check right here. Let's actually go into this. Nope, it's definitely not that. Okay. So let's go into weapons for anything, okay? So you guys can actually see all these different variants. There's nothing new there added in these Winter Siege packages and stuff. You'll still get the exact same weapons in there. You'll get some random stuff. And of course, I mean, you know, you're not getting as much productivity to it. And then, I mean, I like the idea that there's challenges to unlock certain characters via the Call of Duty World War II zombies. But, I mean, honestly, there's just, let's go into this right now and I'll show you guys some of this. To make this point equal out. The issue being here, guys, that it just doesn't matter to them. Like, the zombies, yeah, I mean, sure, it's cool. They look scary as hell. They freak you out because of the jump scares and stuff. But that's all there is to it. It's not that impressive. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, they just fucked up on their first attempt on an actual zombies map. And they're going to try to recover it from the first DLC map because apparently it's quote-unquote related to Hitler. Oh, joy. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I do like this whole setup here. Look at this. This is very interesting. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. But, let's see, what is it right here? This. Why this? Why must we do this to ourselves? Okay, this right here, you're telling me that I would pay, like, end up paying for this kind of, you know, reward in a zombie supply drop, and this is very rare to get to begin with because, A, if the host, and this is the exact words from the guy from Activision, basically, if the host leaves the game and it migrates host, or you join into a game, more than likely than not, you are not going to receive those, zombie supply drops or whatever, and there's no fixing it, period. Just nothing. And these are only one usage per game. Like, yeah, sure, this, you see that little number on the top left, however many, it says that you get that many charges to that thing, meaning that you can use it twice. You can only use it once per game. Basically, by me saying that is, you can use it as many times as it says, but it's only good for that one game. There's no dashboarding to save it, there's no disconnecting to save it, nothing. So all that stuff that you did for that entire purpose of using that a consumable item throughout that game is useless. Including any XP that you get, whatever, if the host leaves the game and if you're not there at the start of the game. And it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. And even this, like, recover from bleeding out, like the self-revives, those were originally supposed to be, like, randomly given at some point, but they're just not. And those you still have to get out of those zombie supply drops or whatever. But that's not the big issue with the game. I've already said the biggest issue of the game, which was that they don't care. And, honestly, I hope they do change that. I mean, check this out, look. Like, this would be really, really, really cool. You know what, let's set this up real quick. Okay, see, right here. The fact that you can unlock special characters, that is pretty kick-ass, okay? You can choose your character, you can prefer a character, and it doesn't matter. But, it's just, it's bad, guys. It's bad when you gotta deal with all this crap. But anyways, guys, that has been the World War II live stream game review with a hella amount of salt, honestly. And I won't honestly play this ever again. I might try to if the first DLC comes out and that kind of piques my interest, but I'm not gonna actually stay true to that. But anyways, guys, stay tuned, because later on this week or maybe next month there's going to be some new content and new games and stuff that we're going to be playing and doing. But this is just my opinion. This is the reason why I have the biggest problem with this game, and honestly why I think that World War II would have been a knockout success at the start, but the fact that they're only taking a limited group of actual complaints, actual problems, and they're only caring about bigger people that have more amounts of YouTube because they're kissing their ass and saying, hey, this is a great game, but this is the problem I have with it. that's my biggest problem with it. It's basically a bunch of kiss asses trying to make money off of it, and in the end they're winning, and it's just... But yeah, this is basically it. This has been your girl, Ice-Ryujinn. If you guys enjoyed the little rant / video, then please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye.